Your potential is limitless. Your possibilities, they are endless. And your purpose is undeniable. Remember that you must appreciate, embrace, and release your inner greatness because it's in you.
With you. 9 minutes past 11, all about the It's in You hour, but we got to squeeze the spotlight in here really, really tight. Right about now, I have my amazing mentor in studio, Simmone Bowe. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I am well.
Awesome. Listen, we're talking about purpose. We're going to jump straight into things this morning. We're talking about purpose, and there are so many persons that have no idea what purpose is, with going around and talking and asking persons, does anybody even know the definition of purpose? And a lot of people really don't even know what the definition is. With someone that is so purpose-driven like yourself, why would you say purpose is so important? Why do you think purpose discovery is so important?
It's important because if you are driven by purpose, then you're knowing you're going in a particular direction.
Right.
So it keeps you focused. It keeps you bound, I should say, in a good way. Right? You have boundaries or restraints.
Mm-hmm.
So it stops you from going in so many different directions. Purpose gives you a direction for your life so that you know what I'm going toward, what it looks like when I get there, what it looks like along the way. And it keeps you encouraged and it keeps you motivated.
That's awesome. And really keeps you, gives you something to look forward to as well.
Absolutely right.
Awesome. And so let me talk about your journey, your purpose journey. When God started to reveal to you what it was He had for you, was there ever a time where you struggled to really accept what it was He was calling you to do? Or was it just like, okay, whatever you say, Lord?
No. I think, you get to that point where you're like, okay, God, I'm going with your flow, and however you're leading my life, then I'm going to go in that direction. But I think a part of the struggle with purpose is actually accepting it, because sometimes their purpose may be bigger than you are.
Yes.
And you're looking at this thing like, how would I ever accomplish this? Where am I going to get the help? Where am I going to get the money? How am I going to do this? And so you have more questions than answers.
Wow.
And I think that is where faith comes in. Faith in a God that is so much bigger than you. And if we believe that He has a plan for our lives, then we know that plan is good. And it's a plan that will give us a future and a hope.
Awesome.
So we will yield and we will surrender to that plan. And He will reveal things to us as we move in obedience to Him.
That's awesome. I want to ask you another question. I know a lot of persons, we know the scripture that talks about all things working together for the good. And there are some persons out there that may feel, I was raped, I was molested, I was in some sort of unfortunate situation. Does purpose sometimes work even these things in, like sharing my story because this happened to me, sharing my story because that happened to me? Do we find instances like that where God even uses the things that hurt us to really work as a part of our purpose?
Absolutely. Our purpose, our pain has purpose. And there were experiences that I was going through that I almost felt, it almost felt like an out of body experience, because you felt yourself going through this incredible pain, like emotional pain or physical pain or mental pain, where you're struggling or you're in a situation where you feel like you don't know which way to turn. All of those things you listed off, I've been through. I've been molested. I've been divorced. I've been, in incredible hardship, with no money and nowhere to live and all of those things. I mean, so I know what it's like to be in pain, and I know what it's like to have those experiences that I call the dark night of the soul, where you feel like it's just you and you are completely alone in the universe, and you just screaming and crying out like, somebody help me.
Right.
And I realized, like I said, it was like almost like an out of body experience, because there's something in you, like that song that says something inside so strong, that you feel this thing inside you telling you that you're not going through this just because. You're going through this because coming out of this, you're going to be able to help somebody else. You're going to be able to encourage somebody who is going through probably the very same thing that you are. And you're able to tell them, look, I came out of it. And I came out alive. I may have come out scarred. This is what I did to help me to overcome. And maybe these are some things. Or maybe I could just be more compassionate and less judgmental. And I can be able to sit with somebody and say, you know what? I understand exactly what you're going through. I may not even need to say anything. My presence means, look, I'm with you. And you're going to make it through because you're purpose-filled and you're purposeful.
What about the person that is out there that feels God leading them to share what they've been through to help others, but they're ashamed of their story.
It's amazing. Your questions speak to me and where I am because I've been writing my own story, and a part of my delay in releasing that is exactly that. Feeling like I don't know what people are going to say when they really see what Simmone Bowe has gone through in her lifetime, and well, at least this portion of her lifetime.
Right.
And so I've realized that I've had to release that because if God has given me the entire work, He allowed me to go through the experience and come out on the other side, then I have to share the story.
Right.
There's no excuse for it because obviously I went through that to help somebody else and to help myself.
Right.
Writing the story helped me to heal. Telling the story helps me to heal.
Right.
It helps me to face the things that I don't want to face,
Right.
and to get rid of them, to release them, and to move on to the next chapter. And so I want to encourage anybody, if you're feeling shame, shame is not of God. Condemnation is not of God. You will always have haters and you will always have supporters. That's just the way life is.
Right.
You can't get away from that. So it's just about coming to the realization that haters don't, all they do is fuel you to move forward. They should not stop you. And so you should just realize that there are more with you than against you. And you move forward. You share your story because people's freedom and your own release is wrapped up in you releasing your story.
Wow. The question really is, are you ready?
Are you ready for change?
Are you ready for change? The perfect transition into what you are now doing. Ready for Change is now on TV.
On TV.
Congratulations.
Again.
You look absolutely amazing. I saw the pictures. Absolutely amazing. Let's talk about Ready for Change. Let's talk about how persons can watch it. Let's talk about all of this stuff as it relates to Ready for Change. You're just doing it all.
Man.
You're just doing it all, and I love it. It looks great on you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Sometimes I wonder, why am I doing so many things,
Wow.
and so I'm looking at how I can really be more purposeful with my time.
Yes.
And always trying to help people, hence me being late this morning. But anyway, I got to get the grip on that. But anyhow, God is good and He will help me.
Yes.
So Ready for Change is something that I started actually when I lived in Abaco. You remember I was in Abaco for about 7 years. And so I started, it actually started as a 5-minute radio show.
I remember the jingle.
Yes. Are you ready? Are you ready for change? It was hot, I tell you. And then when Pastor Mills started the TV station, Bahamas Christian Network, BCN, he asked me to transition the show to the 5-minute TV show. But of course, since moving back, I haven't done the show, in years. And so it was so funny when VMAC approached me and he said, we have a slot in The Rush that comes on Tuesdays and Thursdays on Cable 12. He was like, do you want a slot on there?
Wow.
And so I was like, okay, yeah, cool. Saying yes and then thinking later, right?
Okay.
And so he said, well, what's the name? And the first thing that came to mind was Ready for Change. And I said, well, maybe I should just do something new or different. So I gave him another name and Ready for Change. I said, which do you prefer? And he's like, Ready for Change. I like that one. And I was like, wow, look at God. Purpose.
Yes.
Delay is not denial. And so Ready for Change has started. It's launched. It came on Thursday of this past week at 8 p.m. on Cable 12. And so it'll come on during the rush. That's Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 p.m. on Cable 12. So I'm excited about that.
Awesome. As we wrap up this spotlight segment, what are your closing words to the listeners this morning?
Well, for me, it is about finding your purpose. And it sounds cliche. And you started off by saying how people don't know the definition of that. And I love the definition that you share all the time, which is the purpose of a thing is why it exists.
Yes.
And that's the question that we ask ourselves as human beings. Why am I here?
Right.
Why am I here? I know that I'm supposed to do something of more meaning and to contribute to my environment in whatever way that is. So I don't want people to feel that it has to be something that's so grand because we all fit in God's puzzle. And so your purpose may be something that in your mind may seem small. And that's a part of the struggle we have, because we are looking and comparing at other people. And we say, well, Tony's on the radio, you know, and Rayandra's doing video, and Jay is singing.
Right.
So I need to do something because that looks so fancy and that looks so flashy. And your purpose may be taking care of children, which is a very important thing. And so it's important for you to find out why you exist. Ask yourself, what is it that I want to be known for? Who am I called to serve?
Yes.
And how will I serve my gifts
Right.
to empower the tribe of people that I'm called to?
That's awesome.
Answer those 3 questions and you will find your purpose for your life.
Love
And
it.
get about it.
Yes. Get about it, man. Get
about it.
Do something.
Do
Listen.
something.
Yes. Awesome. Thank you so much for coming and being a part. It's always so good. And we definitely need to do another power talk again real soon, talking about purpose, because there are so many persons out there that still don't have a revelation of what it is, that are not listening in this morning. So we'll catch them another time. All right. But we're also live on Facebook. You can check it out on Joy FM's page. And we're going to be talking more with Miss Janiqua once we come back, and she just released her single Love Song, and we'll be, hearing that. But right now, here's some music in from our very own. She's in studio right about now, Simmone.
What?
Our God is an awesome God. Happy Saturday, y'all.